American history is a fucking joke. A cheap, glittering lie they force-fed us from the cradle. Heroic tales of brave explorers and noble founders. Grand adventures carved into our minds like scars we were taught to worship. Expeditions that never happened. Kings that held no throne. Victories they scream about in every classroom, completely made up to hide their barbaric crimes against humanity. And when you finally rip the blindfold off and tear the Stockholm Syndrome out of your veins, it'll illuminate your soul. The captors don't even bother hiding it anymore. They'll tell you anything they want, as long as you're sticking to the chemical schedule that's pulling the wool over your eyes. And you feel it, don't you? Deep down. That gnawing wrongness in your spirit. Look at the cornerstones of these colossal buildings still towering over us. Monuments that weren't built by the story they sold us. They were found, discovered standing tall long after a savage mixture of cataclysm and invasion wiped the old world away. Raised in forbidden epochs, they viciously scrubbed from every history book, engineered with the terrifying precision and godlike scale that exposes our so-called modern achievements as clumsy, stumbling imitations. The dates carved in stone don't match their fairy tale. The rock itself screams the truth the textbooks tried to murder, and the devil isn't hiding in the details. He's laughing in plain sight, impersonating our entire culture, stealing our story, and wearing it like a grotesque mask. They told us we come from nothing. Huts, teepees, savage and empty to the core. And every time I hear that shit, it makes me laugh. Because these pathological liars will flip their own mother inside out, steal her soul, and repurpose her bones if it keeps their empires of lies standing. They loot and rape everything sacred. They twist the living genius into dead myths. They gut cathedrals and turn them into prisons for the human spirit. And then they stare at us with those empty, heartless eyes and expect us to love our own enslavement. And some really do. But this is far from the truth of where we actually came from. Our ancestors lived in a depth most people today can barely imagine. Their days carried real meaning. Their way of life had purpose that reaches way beyond what our modern minds can grasp. Everything they did flowed in harmony with something greater, with the divine itself. It wasn't forced or complicated. It was truly natural. And none of this needs to be about race or pointing fingers at any one group. Everybody played a part. Everybody carries some guilt in how we all got here. And at the end of the day, in this holographic matrix we've all been pulled into, it's not about skin or borders anymore. It's simpler and deeper. It's spirit against those who have none. Those anchored in something eternal versus those who move through the world completely hollow. So if a picture's worth 1,000 words, then here, I tried to map it out visually so the heart can see it more clearly. Think about the sheer evil it would take to destroy an entire world and then sit back and watch it burn. These beings were never like us. They were empty of the Creator's love, untouched by that divine spark, cold-blooded and strategic, the complete antithesis of original man. And a century-old cover-up can twist your mind so far from the truth. Fake fire stories, wartime veterans handing out the gift to gab, all of it sold to us, and so many still buy every word. And the cognitive dissonance runs deep, because deep down, you think your ancestors would never do such things. But these are the legions of the Cabbage Patch armies marching through the rubble and mud, sifting through the ruins, erasing every trace of those who survived. Anything that couldn't be reprogrammed was obliterated. Anything that still carried the breath of life, that still spoke with its own living voice, got stamped out with no mercy. And here we are, still pledging allegiance to these imposters, these illegal aliens on our own soil, the ones who now call us the foreigners in the land our people have always known. We pay taxes to their illusions. We hand over our money for health care that keeps us sick enough to stay dependent. We fund their fairy tale version of life, and somehow, we've been conditioned to love it. Just imagine a real culture still buried beneath our feet, layer after layer of what was stolen and hidden. The captors know more about who you truly are than you've ever been allowed to know about yourself. They've studied it, cataloged it, and weaponized it. And trying to explain this to another human, it's like that 10-minute brutal fight scene from the movie They Live. You'll be shoving the glasses into their hands, desperate for them to see the truth. While they swing at you with everything they've got, they'll fight you tooth and nail, bleeding, just to protect their masters, clinging desperately to that warm, brainwashed version of reality they've been given. Anything to avoid waking up. Anything but stepping into the role of a true warrior. We were never complacent by nature. That fire, that sovereign spirit lived in our blood from the beginning. But the synagogue of Satan understands trauma like no other. Master sorcerers who have learned to slice the soul into compartments, locking away pieces of you they never intend to release. Some say they keep us around for food, energetic livestock for beings who feed on loosh and suffering. Others believe it's purely about eternal enslavement, a livestock pen for the spirit. But me, I feel something darker. I believe they simply just hate us. They despise the spark we carry, the remnant of the Creator that still flickers in original man. They thrive on our misery, grow fat on our despair, and draw power from every tear and broken dream. Whether the reset came through mud, a flood, or a roaring phoenix event, the one chapter they always erase is the invasion and the murderous past of the indigenous man. That's the part they will never speak of. Colonizers have no conscience. Not then, not now. They move through the world like shadows without souls, and they do it with the eager help of the chemically imbalanced common man, the very people they've broken, medicated, and turned into willing foot soldiers for their own cage.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Landed right on top of us.